this scenario, their playoff chances just improved.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Like that's what Vegas is not. Vegas is about the math. They're not about anything else. There's no emotion here. They are telling you, and they are right, that Flacco gives you a better chance to win.
I'll tell you, this is going to be very tough to come back from.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play. Like Bear Dynasty Interior Paint, their most durable one-coat hide paint ever. From a team color statement wall to a fan cave, complete with a mural honoring Nick Saban's 17-year dynasty.
Hey, I like that idea.
Nothing beats Bear.
Mornings. Nope, not my thing. But when I imagine a McDonald's breakfast in my hands, suddenly the snooze button is out of the picture. Now for a limited time, the 2 for $5 mix and match breakfast deal includes the sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, Egg McMuffin, or the sausage McMuffin with egg. It's like a fist bump for breakfast that says, you've got this. It's time to gear up and seize the day. The breakfast hype is real. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Single item at regular price.
Attention chicken lovers, we asked for it and McDonald's came through. Introducing the Chicken Big Mac. Treat yourself to the mouth-watering perfection of a Chicken Big Mac. 2 tender, juicy chicken patties sandwiched between a sesame seed bun, plus classic Big Mac sauce, tangy pickles, crisp lettuce, and a melty slice of American cheese. Hey chicken lovers, we did it. Order ahead in the McDonald's app and save 20% on orders over $10. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid through 12/31/24. Participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Excludes tax. Must opt into rewards.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
When it comes to choosing a health plan, you can trust the members who have experienced it firsthand. Humana is proud to offer a Medicare Advantage plan in Florida that earned 5 out of 5 stars. 5 stars is the highest rating possible. It's based on real members' experiences and it's decided by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. Our Humana Gold Plus HMO earned 5 out of 5 stars. That means a few things. It means members get outstanding customer service. It means we connect them with excellent preventive care and chronic condition support. Most of all, it means you have a trustworthy option for a Medicare Advantage plan. Explore our 5-star Humana Gold Plus HMO at humana5star.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Every year, Medicare evaluates plans based on a 5-star rating system. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
I'm Wendy Sartori-Link, your Palm Beach County Supervisor of Elections. Election Day is November 5th. In Palm Beach County, eligible voters can vote during early voting from October 21st through November 3rd at any early voting location. Visit votepalmbeach.gov to find a location, check wait times, and skip the line by making an appointment ahead of time. Don't forget to bring your photo and signature ID. We can't wait to see you at the polls. Sponsored by the Palm Beach County Supervisor of Elections Office.
Jar and Levine.
Call 1-800-7473. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Well, Anthony Richardson just learned something that I picked up on in middle school in the cafeteria. You move your meat, you lose your seat.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. We are back at it again. It's your boy Theo Dorsey. That chuckle you heard is from C-Cat on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos. What's so funny over there?
That's not the saying.
Move your meat, lose your seat.
That's never been the same.
That's it.
It's move your feet, lose your seat.
No, it's actually move your feet.
Yeah.
It's
So it applies to every situation outside of just sitting on a lunchroom table.
No, they're talking about your booty meat. Move your meat, lose your seat. That's the saying, C-Cat. How you going to try to tell me? I got some years on you. I got wisdom. I got gray hairs.
So you're going to say, yeah, I took my friend Josh's seat because he moved his meat?
Yes.
Does that sound weird to you?
If he moves, we're not talking about, see, that's the problem with you, C-Cat, and welcome back, by the way, from New York. You got your Yankees World Series cap on. Did you buy that at Yankee Stadium?
I bought it at Stan's Sports World across the street.
Okay. Is that like the official gear for Yankees baseball, or is that just the place?
It just is a place.
Okay. And I know Game 3 didn't give you the results you wanted, but just glad in general that you were surprised by your girlfriend with tickets to the World Series, and y'all had a good time, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was a spectacular time. New York in the fall, can't really beat it. It was great.
So is that why you're taking it out on me, just the bad vibes from the loss, that you don't like the fact that I nailed the saying? That maybe you grew up in upstate New York. I grew up in the South. There's different vernacular in different places.
I want to open up the phone lines for this because I am so confident that I'm right here. Move your feet.
All right.
You've never heard move your feet?
I haven't. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. We just learned that Anthony Richardson is being benched in favor of Joe Flacco this weekend. Shane Steichen told reporters. And we know that last Sunday, he asked out of the game because he was tired. So he moved his meat, and he lost his seat, which would be the starting quarterback job for the Indianapolis Colts. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Who has the saying right? Is it me, who says it's move your meat, speaking of your booty meat, that you're using to fill your seat if you move it? Because you can move your feet within sitting in a chair anyways. Or is it C-Cat who says it's move your feet, lose your seat, which wouldn't make sense because you can move your feet at any point when you're sitting down. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline, 888-760-3776. We should not have to be clarifying this, but sometimes when a young buck tries you on some vernacular, on a saying, on a cliche, especially C-Cat of all people, you don't even like cliches, and here you are trying to correct me on one.
Well, we have someone to lay down the law.
Okay.
We have Taylor in Florida who wants to weigh in on the conversation. Taylor, is it move your feet, F-E-E-T, or M-E-A-T, lose your seat?
It is move your feet, lose your seat.
That makes sense. Okay, Taylor,
100%.
What gives you the authority to declare that you believe? Where are you from? Where are you from originally? I know you're in Florida now.
Florida. I grew up in West Palm Beach.
Okay.
All right.
Went to Riviera Beach High School.
Okay, so y'all.
And I'll just sorry.
Yeah, so throughout your childhood, y'all would say move your feet, lose your seat. If you're sitting down, is it possible to move your feet while still holding your seat?
What?
I mean, if you put it like that, it's not really possible. But saying move your meat, lose your seat just sounds like suspect. It doesn't sound
it does sound suspect.
It doesn't sound suspect.
Yes, it does.
Thank you,
it
Taylor.
sounds like there's an innuendo behind that. It clearly does.
Thank you for the call, Taylor. Thank you for laying down the law. I can change.
You're a guy who
what
is
I'm
so
saying.
careful to avoid those innuendos, and you don't want to be misheard.
Yeah.
Or how do you not say that and not cackle afterwards because of what that sounds like? Move your feet. There are vines going back to 2013.
Yeah.
Where it's like King Batch skits about move your feet, lose your seat, and everyone clowns him. Move your feet, lose your seat.
It's move your meat. I've been saying it this way my whole life. This is the first time I'm being checked on it. Move your meat, I just search it. Type in Google right now, move your meat, and what are the next few words that follow it?
I'm on work Wi-Fi. I don't want to do that.
It's not even. Anthony Richardson's being benched by the Indianapolis Colts in favor of Joe Flacco this weekend in the Colts game. Again, and they're in position to make a playoff push here. So while I'm being corrected, I do think Shane Steichen doesn't need to be corrected on this. This is the right move if the Colts want to win now this weekend and push for an AFC spot in that tough race. I like the move. I do wonder what this means for the future of the second-year first-round pick of the Colts with that franchise. Is he going to be worth it to continue to invest in? We're going to check in with Mike Tannenbaum, former NFL GM, and our friend here in about 15, 20 minutes. He'll come in. He'll lay the law on this Colts groundbreaking decision. But, yes, we just learned 30 minutes ago that, AR-15, former Florida Gator, after 10 starts here in the NFL, already back relegated to the bench. What did you just find out, C-Cat?
I found out on the AI overview that Google so conveniently puts together.
Thank you.
The correct phrase is, quote, move your feet, lose your seat, which is a saying meaning if you stand up and walk away, you will lose your spot on a seat, especially implying that someone else can take it if you leave. Quote, move your meat is not a common phrase and would not be used in this context.
The colloquial expression, move your meat, lose your seat. Yeah, it's right here.
You know what? I'm going to trust my word
There's
over
multiple.
yours.
There's multiple. So here's the other thing, all right? It's 20,000 ways to skin a cat, right? There's multiple ways to get to the same conclusion. We both mean the same thing. Anthony Richardson felt like he was too exhausted after that long scramble he had, which gained him about net 0.5 yards, that he needed to get out of the game. He tapped out. He moved his meat. And then in comes Joe Flacco, who plays a play for him, and then we keep moving on. But now Shane Steichen is not just viewing that one singular instance and the way that it caused some backlash with people around him, but also the stats, 10 for 32, like not able to move the ball several times, all of the 3 and outs he's had, and the inability to be an efficient quarterback, and saying, hey, we're going to go with the veteran here. Move your meat, lose your seat.
For one reason or another, I also think that his teammates don't help him out as much as they do for Joe Flacco.
Wow.
I don't know what that means. A lot of drops early in that game when Anthony Richardson was throwing the football.
Yeah.
And, you know, the tape doesn't lie too much. The stats might lie, but he didn't look that pathetic out there as his stat line would indicate. I think at halftime it was like 2 for 13 or something close to that number.
It was ugly.
But if you're winning games with one quarterback and you're not winning games with the other quarterback, I don't think it matters what it looks like if you want the better result on the field, do you not?
So Joe Flacco has 192 career starts. He's a veteran. We saw what he did in place of Deshaun Watson last year with the Browns, having that engine rev up further than what Deshaun was able to get out of them and pushing them to the playoffs. We're seeing the same thing from Jameis Winston, so it could be just a Watson is that lethargic and not fun to play with that he's uninspiring to his teammates, whereas Joe Flacco can come in and get more from the bunch. But also, we saw this same thing with the Colts last year. Like Shane Steichen, in his first year with Indianapolis, after Richardson goes down a few games into the season, he almost made the playoffs with Gardner Minshew. So there's proof in the pudding that the Colts can be better without Anthony Richardson. The question is, are they going to continue to try and develop this guy? Because the rest of this season, I'm sure you can't go back to AR now.
Yeah, hear from Mike T. Whenever he joins, talking about a quarterback who might not be good right now does not mean that you have to give up on him entirely. It's a developmental position.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of the promise from Anthony Richardson before he got injured last year. And it's not just like some of it was his fault getting injured, the way he played the game of football, which made him so dangerous, but also reckless, exactly. So there's something under that shell, but it's not showing right now.
So speaking of the reckless abandon, which Anthony Richardson plays with, which we love. We love how electric it can be at times, but it also can be volatile and it can be, it could work in the detriment of the Colts. Josh Allen. I see a graphic up here that NFL on CBS just posted comparing Josh Allen's first 10 starts to Anthony Richardson's first 10 starts. Now, I do want to caution people. You never want to be comparing yourself to the exception, right? Yeah. Like Josh Allen, we had never seen anybody make the career leap that Josh Allen made with the Bills before him. There was no comp. Every comp to Josh Allen was guys that had busted out of the league, guys that didn't get a second contract, but he ended up on this trajectory now where he's a potential future Hall of Famer. But Anthony Richardson, first 10 starts for Josh Allen and Anthony Richardson, both of them 7 passing touchdowns. Josh Allen had 6 rushing touchdowns. AR had 5. Turnovers, similar, 11 to 13. Passer rating, Anthony Richardson a little bit higher. Completion percentage, both hovering around 50. And win-loss, AR-15 is 5-5 through 10 games. Josh Allen was 4-6. His play, though, has been historically bad statistically this year. And I don't think you can ignore that for a 4-4 team that has a chance still at the division and possibly a wild card berth.
It's reigning in that volatility, right? We see the really deep troughs and we see the really high peaks of Anthony Richardson. the move from Steichen and from the Colts by opting to go with Joe Flacco, like the fourth oldest player in the NFL right now.
39 years old.
It's a win now move.
It is.
Should it be? Should the Colts be thinking win right now? I don't have all of the contracts on that team in front of me right now, but is it not worth maybe sacrificing 2 or 3 wins that they would have gotten this year?
I don't think so, because here's the problem. The Colts roster, sometimes when you have the perfect ecosystem for a young quarterback, it's beneficial to them because you're able to see what you have in them and they're able to benefit off of the talent around them. It almost feels like it's working now against Anthony Richardson because when everyone around the Colts organization looks at that team, that roster, and the way they're performing, Jonathan Taylor back this year, Josh Downs popping out as a really good receiver, you start to think playoffs. So it's almost like the team is so good around Anthony Richardson that you don't want to waste a year of that production trying to develop a guy, whereas you know Joe Flacco can take them to the next level and clinch a playoff berth.
Yeah, and if there's shortcomings in that game, odds are it's because of the quarterback.
Yeah.
And that's a tough pill to swallow to try to sell tickets for a fan base. It's like, hey, we're not necessarily going to try to win today. Because if we were trying to win today, we'd start Joe Flacco. And that's what they're deciding to do.
888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Are the Colts making a major mistake by reverting back to Joe Flacco and putting last year's top 5 pick, Anthony Richardson, on the bench, on the pine? Move your meat, lose your seat. That's what he did. And Flacco came right in, swooped in like the hero he is, just like he did for Cleveland. And I think the Colts have a good shot. We'll look at their record or their schedule going forward here. I think they have a good shot actually to make a playoff push. But are they making the right move or a major mistake benching the future of that franchise? 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline here on Theoretically Speaking. Are you experiencing foot and ankle pain and need to see an expert in the field? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. Are the Colts making a major mistake, or is this a savvy move by Shane Steichen to go with the vet, Joe Flacco, almost 5 or 6 years to the date where Lamar Jackson overtook Flacco in Baltimore and came on his trajectory? Is now Anthony Richardson getting benched for the vet?
This is insane because we saw the prime of Joe Flacco's career about 6 years before Lamar Jackson took over.
So weird.
So we are very far removed from Joe Flacco's prime. I almost think that this move, benching Anthony Richardson, says a whole lot more about Joe Flacco than it does Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
Like, how is this guy still playing football?
He's 39 years old, and you're right. We thought we had saw the end of Joe Flacco back when Lamar took the job. When Flacco gets hurt in Lamar's rookie season, Lamar takes over, and at first it was just going to be he's just subbing in until Flacco gets healthy. But he was he came in like a wrecking ball.
Exactly. He's the exception. Lamar Jackson was the exception to the rule.
He takes the job. Flacco then dips, becomes a career backup, and we're thinking at that point he has 1 or 2 more years as a journeyman, veteran backup, and he's out of the league. We look up, and not only did he come in he was really good with the Jets when he came in. People forget that little stint with the Jets when they were middling in their, quarterback mediocrity with Zach Wilson and whatnot. Flacco had a couple of good starts in there. I think he had a 400-yard passing game. I think he did, or at least like 350. And then he takes the Browns to the playoffs. And here he is now supplanting what is supposed to be the future of the Colts franchise. Anthony Richardson had 12 starts in college, only 10 in the NFL, and he's already now being questioned whether or not they want to invest in him long term. And it's because of Joe Flacco.
Right. If they had no one behind Anthony Richardson to do whatever.
No, you just roll with the punches.
Exactly. Roll with the punches, punt on the year. All right. But no, you had a guy step in, turn that offense around immediately, mid-game immediately, when Anthony Richardson first hurt, I believe, his oblique. And all of a sudden, that team looks different.
So here's another thing, though, C-Cat. Do you see who's next on the schedule? Sunday Night Football on the road, Brian Flores. Like, this could be Shane Steichen protecting Anthony Richardson from himself. You don't want AR-15 going on the road in prime time, too, and having to face a Brian Flores coach defense that has been tops in the league in most statistical categories, that has confused some of the best of quarterbacks. And this just reminds me, thinking of AR going up against that defense, reminds me of that Thursday night football game, I think about 3 years ago or so, when the Dolphins were bad. They were middling with Brian Flores as their head coach. The Ravens were elite. And I was like in Lexington, Kentucky. We had just finished a bourbon trail, actually. We did a bourbon tasting. Is amazing. I'm a big bourbon guy. I was at my buddy's house, so we missed most of the actual game. Met like a little house party. I'm filling myself off the bourbon. I walked past the TV screen, and I saw that Dolphins-Ravens score. And I was like, what the hell is going on? Flores had Lamar in a pickle. And that's when it became the book was out on Lamar Jackson. They did the same thing to Jalen Hurts, and I'm sure Flores was going to do it to Anthony Richardson here. Zero blitz.
Yeah.
Like, we're just going to zero blitz you all game. You're never going to know where the angles are going to come from. You're never going to know how to properly set your protections. And they had Lamar. Like, that was the worst I think we had seen Lamar to that point. I think Shane Steichen's protecting AR right now.
Yeah, we're talking about at the Vikings is that Colts' next game. Of course, with Brian Flores with the Vikings. 8:20 kickoff, Sunday Night Football. A lot of eyes are going to be on that football game, and a lot of eyes are going to be waiting to jump on the Colts if Joe Flacco starts out. First half stat line looks like 4 for 12, 2 interceptions. Because we saw the bad Joe Flacco in the playoffs against the Texans when he was with the Browns. We saw that version of him. It's not all sunshine and rainbows in this renaissance of his career. So that's still within side of Joe Flacco. He's capable of being dog crap.
So, but here's what I'll say, though. It's better for the Colts because this past Sunday was embarrassing for Anthony Richardson, not just because of the stat line, but because of the moment. Him asking out of the game in an unprecedented fashion because he was tired, and then admitting to it and not lying to the media afterwards, which is what he should have done. If he followed that up with getting pantsed by the Vikings on Sunday Night Football, what are all the Monday morning headlines now? We're going to forget everything else that happened, and we're going to be talking about, was this a colossal mistake taking a risk on a guy that had that few of starts in college? Is Shane Steichen the offensive genius we thought he was? All of these questions are going to surround and also knock at the confidence of your the future of your franchise. Big brain here. I know a lot of people are thinking this is just a win now move. It is. I think also this is Shane Steichen and the Colts organization protecting Anthony Richardson for what was about to come.
That's true. I mean, yeah, protecting him from the noise on the outside.
Yeah.
That's what you're losing, right? I mean, wins and losses.
He was not going to succeed against the Vikings, bro. On the road.
Anything could happen in the NFL.
Hell no.
I'm not going to write a guy off. I think that it'd be a big wake-up call, probably scared straight after letting loose that he did check out of the game because he was tired. I think he got an earful from his own organization from within saying, dude, that's just his day one stuff. If you've never heard somebody say that, I'll be honest, for a reason.
Remember, what was that, week 1 or 2 when Brock Purdy walked off the field? And his coach is Kyle Shanahan. And he's preparing to get paid $55 million a year is what he at least hopes to get in January. He walked off the field after facing that Vikings defense and came up to Flores and said, bro, your schemes are crazy. You don't think that if Flores could fool him and many quarterbacks after him, look at the Vikings' schedule this year and look at what they've done to quarterbacks that have faced them. 1 or 2 have gotten by, but didn't they get 3 picks off of Aaron Rodgers as well?
Yeah.
Like, Flores, they were going to humiliate Anthony Richardson. Or at least they had a very high chance of doing so. I think this was them saving Anthony Richardson because they do still believe in him as a project going forward. If they hated AR, they would have trotted his ass out there on Sunday Night Football and let him really get finished off.
So how similar is this benching to Bryce Young getting benched for the Panthers?
I think it's totally different, honestly. I think Bryce Young getting benched for the Panthers was more Dave Canales trying to save his job, more so like
by finishing 5-12 instead of 3-14.
Yeah, and also I think he didn't feel like he was going to be able to get anything out of Bryce Young this year. Maybe he tries to go back and figure it out in the offseason. Maybe they trade him, but I think the Panthers have given up on Bryce Young. He's not the future of their franchise. I don't think the Colts have gotten to that point with Anthony Richardson. But if they would have trotted him out there on Sunday. Again, against the Vikings, a really good defense and a one of the top 5 defensive play callers in the league right now, no matter how much he hurt Tua's feelings. He was going to really hurt AR's feelings, and I think that would have made it even harder for the Colts to stick by him.
And you also got a very vocal owner in Jim Irsay who does not like to be embarrassed.
Yes.
And it would be an embarrassing national stage. Sunday Night Football is the number 1 spot in pro football, is that Sunday Night Football game, and it's lining up for an embarrassment. I don't think Irsay would like to get embarrassed, and it all flows downhill, right? Yeah. Barking at the GM, who's barking at the coach, who's barking at the whole organization. Got to save yourself.
Ooh.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire. If your vehicle has issues with braking or other issues, get it fixed right now at St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
The Baltimore Ravens offense just added a new number 1 wide receiver. This is what the starting lineup is going to look like now. Lamar Jackson, quarterback. Derrick Henry at running back. Of course, you got Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely, your 2 tight ends. You got Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman, who can't find the ball in the sun at times.
Oh, no.
But because of that, coming off of the loss against the Browns, the Baltimore Ravens have gone out and traded for Deontay Johnson, wide receiver from the Carolina Panthers. That, according to Adam Schefter of ESPN, that just 15 minutes to go, adding another offensive weapon to what was already one of the toughest attacks to stop in the NFL. C-Cat, you're a Ravens fan. Does this warm your heart anymore, especially as you wear that Yankees cap coming off of that loss, that your team is not satisfied, and they also just added another thing for defenses to worry about in that attack that is just already prolific?
You know, it feels good because Lamar Jackson was a weak spot in the 2013 AFC Championship game, 2013 season, AFC Championship game against the Chiefs last year. But every other postseason loss that Lamar Jackson has taken on the chin, it was really not his fault. It was his weapons' fault. A whole lot of drops, so many drops from the weapons that he was relying on let him down. As many guys you can get in there that have great hands like Deontay Johnson is the better. I'm happy with it, especially, as you mentioned, Rashad Bateman dropping that football in the sun, losing to Jameis Winston and the lowly Browns over the weekend. We needed to have another weapon in Baltimore.
Needed a pick-me-up, and Deontay was one of those, like, he might be a sneaky better at this point in his career, still in his prime, than DeAndre Hopkins. Like, he gets open. He opens his mouth a lot. He complains. He is a diva a little bit.
Come from the Steelers. Of course he does.
Yeah, he's another one of those Steelers receivers. But he gets open at a very prolific rate. And I do think for the Ravens, this is now like you have another third down guy. You have another option, a secure option on a third down. You got a Mark Andrews. You got an Isaiah Likely that Lamar seems to like here and there. You add that with Deontay Johnson, because I talked to you about this before. Zay Flowers, as good as he is, he's kind of unreliable in big spots.
He's kind of unreliable. You don't look at him as a prototypical number 1 option.
Yeah.
He's not a third down guy. He's a guy that can turn a 5-yard gain into a 25-yard gain.
Yeah.
But not a guy who you can target on third down saying, okay, we know who our number 1 target is. Even if their one is on him, we trust our guy can go up and make a play.
3rd and 8, can't have it. I think what might have moved the needle on the Ravens getting this done ASAP and not waiting is the news that we just heard with Stephon Diggs with the Houston Texans.
Yeah, who's going to move the chess piece first? Like the Texans probably want to add someone too.
That added a little bit of fuel to the fire there, because I'm sure if I'm the Panthers now, I'm calling the Ravens back and I'm saying, hey, we got a missed call. We got a missed call from Nick Caserio. So do we want me to return that call, or can we talk about the deal that we just had in place last week? And the Ravens were like, yeah, let's go ahead and do it.
Yeah, so, the Panthers breaking down things. See, they are not in denial, though.
Yeah.
We're seeing organizations in football right now, namely in the state of New York, probably namely two different football teams in the state of New York, who should be doing what the Panthers are doing.
They need to be sellers. Right now, the 2 sellers in the NFL is the Patriots, who just traded Uche to the Chiefs, pass rusher Uche, Josh Uche, and obviously the Panthers as well, who have been the Panthers have been sellers for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
They every single season ends with them selling, Brian Burns. You Christian McCaffrey, DJ Moore, now Deontay Johnson. They just got Deontay Johnson. The Panthers are a hilariously poorly ran organization. They're selling, hoping to be, contending one day. So that team is going to be in the best decision I ever made leaving that organization. That team's going to be in the rut for the next decade. It's going to be bad.
Hey, what about all it takes is an ownership change and a quarterback?
That's what not we're changing owners though. Tepper just bought the team a few years ago because Jerry Richardson couldn't keep his thing in his pants.
I think that now poverty organizations will forever look at what you're seeing with the Washington Commanders right now and thinking, oh, if only it was us. If only there was an ownership change and we get an athletic quarterback and it's all going to change.
The fans are thinking that, but the owner isn't thinking. You think Dave Tepper, that egotistical maniac, you think the guy that takes caps off of people's heads and pours water on fans, you think he's sitting there thinking, man, you know what the Panthers need? A new owner. They could really use a new owner and a shiny new quarterback. He's like, no, we need a new coach, a new GM, a new quarterback, a new offensive lineman. He thinks he's the solution to the problem. He doesn't realize he's the problem yet.
What I'm saying is fans of these teams who are in the gutter.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like that exit strategy is that far out of the way.
It is. If your owner is the problem, you have zero control of that as a fan. That's why I do, again, that was the reason I left the Panthers was because of ownership, the new ownership. I feel like it is 100% fair for a fan to leave an organization because of an owner because that's the one thing that will probably never change in your lifetime. I mean, there's one way you could make it change, but then you might not be able to experience the goodness of it on the outside, or you could buy the franchise from them. Yeah. Either way is a little far-reached. Mike Tannenbaum, former general manager of the New York Jets, former vice president of football operations for the Miami Dolphins. Perfect day for him to join us. We got the breaking news with the Ravens securing Deontay Johnson. We got Anthony Richardson getting benched. We also have a couple of key injury updates. Stephon Diggs and Christian McCaffrey will get his thoughts on all of it, and maybe he can clue us in on who needs to be a seller like the Patriots and the Panthers are right now, because there's many more teams that need to look themselves in the mirror and say, sell, 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 including the team that has the 40-year-old quarterback.
Got debut of a big segment going on with Mike T,
too. That too. We're theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hi, it's Evan Cohen. The stakes are high, the lights are bright, and ESPN 106.3 has the game. Tonight, it's World Series Game 4, live on ESPN Radio. We go to the Bronx at 7. So stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 and let's witness history together.
VIP experiences await at South Florida's only PGA Tour event. The Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches is upping the golf game, February 27th through March 2nd with new luxury hospitality venues. Host colleagues and clients at the Shoreline Suites. Mingle with friends and family in the 1909 Terrace. Or treat yourself to the ultimate VIP week at the Yellow Flamingo Club. Limited spots remain. Inquire now at thecognizantclassic.com.
Time now for a PNC pause. PNC Bank is committed to helping the customers and the communities they serve move forward financially. See how they can make a difference for you at PNC.com.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius, or two half-geniuses, and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play. Like North America's #1 home fire safety brand, Kidda. Because on a day full of football sounds you love, like fight songs, roaring crowds, and your favorite commentators...
like me, Kirk Herbstreit.
The last sound you want to hear is... Defend your game time with Kidda and the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Based on total household installations as of December 2023.
Hi, this is Kevin Dalton, owner of the Unlimited Auto Wash. You'll love our daily specials. With our loyalty card, you can save up to $5 off any wash on Mondays if you're a guy, Wednesdays for the ladies, and seniors 55 and older every Thursday. And Tuesday is Double Stamp Tuesday. With 6 locations, there's an Unlimited Auto Wash near you. Plus, we have unlimited monthly plans that offer inside and out washes with Tire Shine for just $44.95 a month. Visit unlimitedautowashclub.com or call 561-WASH-ME-TOO for a location near you.
Is your credit on life support? Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach will be hosting a credit clinic at the dealership today and tomorrow. Local bank representatives will be on site to grant special approval to consumers who meet certain minimum criteria. If you have a job bringing home $350 weekly, the credit clinic at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach wants to approve you so you can drive home your new Kia today. Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach will be hosting a credit clinic at the dealership today and tomorrow. Hello, is this thing on? I repeat, Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach will be hosting a credit clinic at the dealership today and tomorrow. If you have a job bringing home $350 weekly, the credit clinic wants to approve you for a new Kia today. So what are you waiting for? Don't miss the credit clinic today and tomorrow at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach. Call 800-NEW-KIAs or go online at greenwaykiawestpalmbeach.com.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Credit affects down payment and approval term.
I'm Wendy Sartori-Link, your Palm Beach County Supervisor of Elections. Tuesday, November 5th is Election Day, and the polls are open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Find where you vote at votepalmbeach.gov. Remember to bring your photo and signature ID. If you still have a mail ballot, you can either vote in person at your polling location, drop it off at one of our drop-off locations during designated hours, or bring it to our main office by 7 p.m. on Election Day. It's an honor to serve and ensure your vote counts. See you at the polls. Sponsored by the Palm Beach County Supervisor of Elections Office.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
This offseason, I said wide receiver has moved up the boards as the number 2 most important position in football, and organizations continue to prove me right. The Jets going and getting Devontae Adams, the Chiefs going and getting DeAndre Hopkins, the Bills getting Amari Cooper, and now we learned today the Baltimore Ravens in the AFC arms race have added star receiver. I guess we can kind of call him a star. He's a number 1, Deontay Johnson from the Carolina Panthers. In a blockbuster trade, Adam Schefter just announced about 25 minutes ago. And on to help us make sense of the literal, like it's literally like who's gonna be the next receiver to get traded for? Like it's a arms race for receivers in the AFC. Here to make sense of it is our friend, former GM of the New York Jets, former VP of football operations for the Dolphins, Mike Tannenbaum. How's your Tuesday going, Mike T?
Doing great. Yeah. Trade deadline is a week from today. It's amazing what's going on, right?
It is. It absolutely is. But I think more specifically, it feels like all of these contenders are angling for wide receiver. What does that tell you as a former GM who knows the reason why these guys make these deals? And also just as a person that's been analyzing what's been going on in the NFL, what does that tell you about the wide receiver position?
You know, there's clearly been, an uptake in the value for players that can score points. I still think it starts up front. We saw that last night. The Giants played reasonably well, and, Andrew Thomas, that eventually caught up with them despite having Malik Neighbors. But I think if you're Baltimore, you're looking at, hey, we just lost to Cleveland. We got to keep up with Pittsburgh, and Rashad Bateman's been inconsistent. We hit on Zay Flowers, and Deontay Johnson to flip picks was a very reasonable deal for them to do.
So I'm curious because we also just learned this morning about the realization that Stephon Diggs will be out for the season for the Houston Texans. Now, they have a wealth of young receivers, but losing Diggs obviously hurts, right? Nico Collins should be coming back soon. You still got Tank Dell. Got a couple of them in the holster as well there as well. I think Mechie's still with the Texans. Do you think that the Diggs news did anything to expedite the Ravens pulling the trigger on getting Deontay Johnson? If you're the Panthers, are you angling the fact that Diggs is out at them?
Yeah, a little bit. Definitely a sense of urgency. Maybe it gave Carolina a little bit more leverage. But, again, they didn't give up. They didn't get a ton for Deontay Johnson. And I just tweeted this, Theo, he's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. So I think part of the reason there wasn't a ton of value for him was he's only going to be there for 8-9 games.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and if you're the Ravens, that's more beneficial to you than a team that isn't in contention, especially like the Panthers. But that got me and C-Cat talking, Mike T. Like, the Panthers are obviously selling. They've been sellers every single year for the past 3 or 4. The Patriots proved themselves to be sellers as they got off of Uche, and I believe there's probably a couple more people that might be made available. Who else right now in the league do you think might, flip the switch and turn into a seller before next weekend's deadline?
Yeah, a big one for me would be Cleveland. Would they ever do anything with Myles Garrett? They have such a big rebuild, guys. And, at some point, would you consider 3 first-round picks for, arguably the best non-quarterback in the league? I mean, he's a great player. You hate to trade him, but until they get the quarterback position figured out, it's going to be hard for them to have sustained success.
I think they got it figured out. They got Jabbo. You ain't see him? 300 yards, 3 touchdowns?
Yeah, I was actually going to piggyback off of that. What did you make of Cleveland over the weekend, specifically Jameis Winston? What is Jameis Winston's reputation within the NFL circles when it comes to being a viable quarterback in the league today?
Yeah, I think it's really fascinating, guys. Like, I think you look at, Jacoby Brissett coming in and beating the Jets. You can look at the decision today of Joe Flacco replacing Anthony Richardson. Jameis Winston is a guy that's immensely talented, has a rocket for an arm. He has been inconsistent in his career, but he's playing faster than Deshaun Watson did, and that offense looked way better than it has the whole year with him.
Mike T, is it over with for Anthony Richardson in Indianapolis? Try to say that fast, like you say that Jameis is playing faster. But then also, not only is it over with for Anthony Richardson with the Colts, are you curious that they did this before he would have had to face the Vikings on Sunday Night Football? Because it feels like they might be protecting him from himself as well.
Yeah, look, the GM in me is I think you got to give a player 3 years and like an earnest 3 years, right? So, look, what he did tapping out, that doesn't help at all. He wasn't playing well. I mean, Joe Flacco was playing better. But look, if I'm in that building, I'm saying to Anthony Richardson, this is not a death sentence. Like, you got to keep working at your craft. You got to get better. We've seen Sam Darnold, Geno Smith, Baker Mayfield thrive in second and third chances, and you have so much ability. I did their game against Green Bay. I mean, guys, he can make throws that literally nobody on the planet can make, and then he struggles with the check down. So, like, the good news is you do the hard things really well. The bad news is, like, get better at the layups.
Yeah.
And that's all about work ethic and passion. And I would really challenge him to say, like, hey, like, this is a bump in the road. This is not the end of your career.
I know it should feel that way for him, and it does feel like the Colts have the perfect ecosystem with Shane Steichen, who we've seen have success with Jalen Hurts. He was second in MVP voting. They made it to the Super Bowl when Steichen was the OC for the Eagles. And then even last year with Gardner Minshew. So it feels like the ecosystem is perfect. Do you also feel like maybe the Colts are so good, they're so ready to win now that it works against Anthony Richardson because they don't want to waste a year of production trying to develop him?
I don't know about that. I mean, like, you want to be on a good team. You want to be surrounded by a good offensive line. I mean, we've seen the opposite, right, where, look, not sure Zach Wilson was going to be a good player anyway, guys, but, like, he didn't have a lot to work with on those Jet teams. So I do
think we
skill offensive line than not.
Right. And they have the skill guys around them. They have a pretty good offensive line there in Indianapolis, and now they have Joe Flacco, who will try to lift the Colts to the AFC Promised Land. Do you think that specifically with what happened this past weekend and having the 49ers get a huge win on Sunday Night Football and even up their record at 4-4, do you think that there's still a shot for this team to be a contender this year? No Ayuk, questions around what Brock Purdy's going to look like through the back end of the season. Do you feel like they kind of fixed some things on Sunday Night Football against the Cowboys?
I do, because Christian McCaffrey's the big X factor.
Yeah.
And, if he's, like, think about what a shot in the arm he gave them when he came over from Carolina. And, again, like, when you're dealing with an Achilles, like, I'm sure there's an absolute abundance of caution, guys. But, he is a true difference maker. I don't think there's any team, again, outside of a team acquiring, let's say, Myles Garrett guys, that you're going to get a better player to, improve your roster than, McCaffrey coming back to the 49ers at some point.
Mike, it feels like this Jets team in the AFC is the gift that keeps on giving in terms of talking heads like me, Theo, and you on TV. But I was in New York over the weekend, and I turned on Sports Talk Radio, as I always do. And the name that got tossed around again and again was your colleague at ESPN, Rex Ryan, who did not do anything to dismiss the rumors. He said he wants that job. He would love a second chance in New York. Do you think where there's smoke, there's fire? Is there any reality where the Jets start 2025 with Rex Ryan a head coach?
It's a great question. The great thing about Rex is, he is not shy. He's very authentic. He certainly wants to coach again. The league was close. And I would say crazier things have happened. Obviously, we had a ton of success in New York together. He's very passionate about that franchise. I think we were all stunned that they lost it to New England. New England's in the middle of a massive rebuild. That was a stunning loss. So we'll see what happens. I do think we'll see Rex coach again. Not sure it's for the Jets, though.
Great set of teeth on Rex Ryan these days, too, man. Beautiful.
Do they pass around a card for the veneers in the sports industry? Because I feel like once you get to a certain level, that teeth change happens at a certain follower count or at a certain level in your career. Mike T, are you going to, make the switch to veneers soon?
Would I be able to keep my, Tuesday hit with you guys?
Yeah.
I think so.
Hell yeah. Matter of fact, we'll give you 2.
Oh, wow. Oh, then I'm in.
Yeah. Mike T, we are introducing a new segment here on Theoretically Speaking because we know you always give the goods, whether it be hot takes or some insight that ends up coming true later on, including when you let us know early before anybody was talking about it that Jordan Love was going to get a big extension with the Packers. We're going to call it the Mike Tannenbaum. With Woj retired, it is only rightful that you take his place in dropping the bomb.
This is kind of BS. How did you not coin this term before Woj, before Shams Charania?
Yeah.
The bomb's in your last name.
Come on.
That irked me, and I don't know why it didn't take me till today to realize that.
Yeah, good point, guys. Now, look, I think we'll see a couple more trades, but I would say, if you were looking for a big trend, I think we've already touched on it. I'm really interested to see Cleveland, Indy, how well they play with these quarterback changes because I think, look, I'm not saying Cleveland's going to go to the playoffs, but I think they become much more competitive with Jameis Winston. I think short-term, Indy's going to be very competitive with Joe Flacco. And maybe this is the year, guys, that we talk about. This is the year of the backup quarterback.
You're the backup quarterback coming off of last year. Well, last thing on the way out, Mike T, more wins at the end of this season because the Bengals are 3-5. The Browns are 2-6. The Browns obviously look a total different team with Jameis Winston. Who do you think finishes the season with more wins?
Yeah, I'm still going Cincinnati. I still think they make the playoffs. Maybe they have me fooled this year, but when T. Higgins and Jamar Chase are out there, guys, I just don't know of any team that can line up 2 corners with them. And Joe Burrow, when healthy, is as good as anybody. Now their defense was really exposed on Sunday. Philly played a great game. But I'm still in on Cincinnati for the foreseeable future.
Got it. In on Cincinnati and in on Veneers coming soon is Mike Tannenbaum. We appreciate you. We'll catch you 2 times next Tuesday.
All right. That sounds great, guys, with some dental work pending.
Yes. That was Mike Tannenbaum dropping the Tannenbaum right there. You like that, right?
I like it. It sounds so cheesy. It's like at a Looney Tunes cartoon bomb drop. I appreciate it.
That's why it works. His appearance is always brought to you by Eisner Amper. Soon to be multiple appearances with those big shiny veneers. We're gonna have to have him on video too when he does that, when he pops those veneers in. That's the reason why we don't have him on video yet. We're waiting until the veneers get in. Not that he doesn't have great teeth already.
Yes, sir. I haven't examined Mike T's teeth as of late.
He's got a good smile on the headshot that we use here for the YouTube stream. Again, presented by Prize Picks. Tap in on the YouTube stream at Theo Speaking. And you can see the bright grin of myself, Theo Dorsey, and C-Cat as well. And he has a Yankees hat on. It's good luck for your guys.
Yeah, $40.
It's not bad. $40?
Yeah, $40.
It's a really good deal.
I know. And it's not a flat brim, but it's also not one that has like a Velcro back.
Yeah. No, that's an authentic solid hat. It's going to give you some good usage. Matter of fact, it'll last all the way up until your next World Series appearance.
Thanks.
You don't even know if that's backhanded or not. You can't tell.
I don't. The problem with these Yankee hats is the color. If you have dog hair or lint,
yeah,
you got to keep it clean with a lint roller. That's
show.
why they never last for me. Yeah.
And don't leave it in your car window because it will get a little sun stain and fade a little bit. Is it trivia time?
It's trivia time because my New York Yankees have their backs against the wall. As they pointed out in the post-game pressers, Aaron Judge used that exact verbiage. Backs against the wall. Well, yeah, no bleep, Aaron Judge. You have no room for error. That's how 7 games series work. Once before, in baseball history, that you remember, Theo.
Yeah.
There was a 3-0 series lead. The Yankees had the advantage in the ALCS over the Red Sox. And, well, promptly, the Red Sox came back, led by a Dave Roberts steal, a David Ortiz walk-off home run. The Red Sox made sports history and came from behind to win that series 4-3. But what history does not tell you, what they neglect to mention, is that there was another time in baseball history where a team was leading 3-0, and they lost that series.
Wow.
That's a trivia question for you, Theo Dorsey. What was the other time in baseball history that a team came from behind 3-0 and won the series?
Okay, we'll answer that on the other side. When you started your question, I was going to say Boston Red Sox 04. And then I'm glad I didn't because that was also part of the question. We answered the trivia question, and we also hit the get around. A huge game, a huge, colossal game on the hardwood last night that's got me rethinking the order in the National Basketball Association.
Already? 2 weeks in.
It has me rethinking I'm talking hierarchy. I'm talking star power, where it really resides in the Sunshine State. And as we go to the break, too, I do want to just quickly tell you where you can watch all of these games as they happen all 80 more Duffy's location. So I hope you're ready for some football, some basketball, some soccer, some hockey, all of it. All of it's going to be on the TVs, 80 or more televisions, every single Duffy Sports Grill. But also, just hop on Duffy'sMVP.com right now with me. Go right there. You don't have to look at the drink specials because, like I said, 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. Don't matter the day, don't matter the time. 2-for-1 drinks, but also you got to look at those new starting lineup features. We're talking about football season features. House-made fried pickles, smoked fish dip, gridiron nachos, crispy fried green beans, and loaded and barbecue pig skins. That's just some of what's to offer. You also get jumbo wings, award-winning burgers. Duffy Sports Grill, the perfect place to watch some ball, the perfect place to kick it, get some drinks back, and enjoy yourself. Duffy'sMVP.com. At Duffy's, our game is always on. We answer that trivia question on the other side with Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Experience football in paradise this fall at FAU Stadium. The Owls host the USF Bulls on Friday, November 1st under the primetime lights in beautiful Boca Raton. Tickets start as low as $20 to catch an AAC rivalry game on a Friday night. It's Florida Atlantic versus USF in a homecoming showdown you cannot miss. Friday, November 1st in Boca Raton. For tickets and more information, visit FAUsports.com. Florida Atlantic Athletics, winning in paradise.
ESPN 106.3 is presented by Rubenstein Law. 1-800-FL-LEGAL. Car accident, truck accident, Uber or Lyft accident, or a slip and fall. Call Rubenstein Law. Call 1-800-FL-LEGAL and visit one of our offices throughout Florida.
Any business that wants to get to the top and stay there requires a dedicated team to implement a winning game plan. Eisner-Amper's seasoned professionals provide business advisory and consulting services, such as audit, accounting, tax, HR, outsourcing, and more. Eisner-Amper business advisors help clients transform their companies, build capital, innovate processes, and mitigate risk. For industry-specific strategies that meet your needs in South Florida, make Eisner-Amper part of your solution. Visit EisnerAmper.com/solution.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Mansour's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Mansour's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
We also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
Lease the new 2024 Range Rover Evoque 250S today at Land Rover Palm Beach for only $499 per month with a 42-month lease and only $47.50 down, plus fees and first month's payment. Head over to Land Rover Palm Beach today, located on Okeechobee Boulevard just past the Turnpike, or visit LandRoverPalmBeach.com to set up a test drive of the new 2024 Range Rover Evoque 250S. Land Rover Palm Beach, above and beyond.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
It's the Good Greek Spiro. For the best move ever, go to goodgreek.com.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and football season is here. Are you ready to make some money? Have you bet on sports before? That probably did not go great. I can help you make money. Go to fatjacksports.com and get dialed in to turn a profit. The picks are emailed to you. They're on your personal portal on the website, and you can pay less than $50 a week for longer packages to make money betting this football season. Fatjacksports.com, the only place you need to go. 100% transparent, and will turn you profit this season at fatjacksports.com.
HSS Florida presents ESPN West Palm's High School Game Day, supported by Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather. We're headed to Pahokee as the Blue Devils take on the Glades Central Raiders for our Game of the Week. Coverage starts at 6 p.m. Also presented by Kaiser University, Land Rover Palm Beach, Duffy Sports Grill, Shaw Sports Turf, South Florida Ford, Bud's Chicken and Seafood, and the Boca Raton Bowl.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
World Series Game 4 is tonight as the Yankees are on the brink of elimination. I mean, they could sure use Aaron Judge, right? Like, that would be great. Like, if he played well tonight. How was the standing ovation?
See, the thing is, everyone was standing in the bleachers the entire game.
Yeah.
From the first pitch to the final out. So, it was just a, yeah, come on.
It was
MVP,
just a surge of injury, yeah.
MVP. And then people turned on him quick.
Yeah.
We're like, you know what? If you didn't respond positively to our encouraging cheers before your first 3 at-bats, we're going to boo the crap out of you in your final at-bat.
Well, he's 1 for 12 in the World Series. So I guess rightfully so. Been struck out 20 times this postseason. Okay, what was the trivia question, C-Cat?
So I actually misspoke with the trivia question. I asked you in baseball history, what other team, minus the 2004 Boston Red Sox, came from behind? They lost the first 3 games of the series, and they won the final 4 games of the series, broke that streak. And it wasn't just one team has done that. It's actually been 6 times in history that happened in baseball. So, Theo, if you get one of the 6 right, I'll give you a correct answer. How about that? I'll make it really easy for you.
Thank you. All right, let's just go with, so we already said the Red Sox. Oh, man. Let's go with the Guardians. All right, who is it?
Well, one of which was the Mexico Diablos.
Okay, that's not a team.
They came from behind against the Oaxaca Warriors in the 2024 Mexican Baseball League South Zone Championship Series, a.k.a. like the ALCS in Mexico.
Wait, I thought you meant in Major League Baseball.
I said in baseball. In baseball history.
I don't know. I don't know if this is... I'm glad there's nothing on the line here. I'm glad there's nothing on the line, because what the hell are you talking... Yeah, in my little brother's Little League game, 5 weeks ago, they did the same thing. So actually 7.
2023 Mexican Baseball League playoffs in the first round. The Rojos del Aguila de Veracruz defeated the Pericos de Puebla. They were down 3-0 in that series and came back to win 4 games to 3.
Yankees fans just searching for hope?
How about 2021? Who could forget in the Serie del Rey, the Tijuana Bulls took down the Yucatan Lions in the Mexican Baseball League. But it's not just Mexico.
Oh, my God.
In fact,
Sounds like
it
it is.
extends all the way to Japan. In 1989, the Yomiuri Giants beat the Kintetsu Buffaloes in the Nippon Professional Baseball League.
Yeah.
And it gets even deeper than that.
Does it get deeper?
It gets even deeper than
Wow.
that. In fact, how about a series that is a 7-game series that went 8 games?
Wow, that
How,
sounds
you might
illegal.
ask?
Yeah.
Well, in the Nippon Professional Baseball League, there can be ties.
Okay.
So in 1986,
Okay.
the Cebu Lions tied with the Hiroshima Toyo Carp.
That's not a real league.
In Game 1.
That's not a real league if they're giving out ties in the playoffs.
After the Cebu Lions and the Hiroshima Toyo Carp tied in Game 1,
What's the point of time?
Hiroshima won Game 2, 3, and 4. But then the Cebu Lions, they had none of that. After tying Game 1, losing the next 3, they won the following 4, including Game number 8, to win the 1986 Japan Series.
That's not a real league if they're letting ties flow in the playoffs. Because what's the point of settling a game with a tie? Like, does that give both teams 0.5 wins?
Well, you just go until someone wins 4 games.
So you could just keep on tying and you just play the next day.
That'd be pretty cool. That's free baseball.
For who?
They talk about free baseball in extra innings. That's real free baseball. A free game.
Free game is free baseball. You're right. But for who? Because you have to pay tickets for that next game, so it's not free baseball.
It's free for the consumer if you pay for cable in Japan, I guess.
Well, in every baseball game, it is not free. You pay for cable. There's
No, but you go into a playoff run as a baseball fan expecting to see at least 4 World Series games.
Yes.
They gave you 8. A maximum of 7, you thought? No, they gave you 8.
I would argue that a game that ended in a tie isn't a game.
You just didn't get it?
I didn't get it. It didn't.
That's soccer,
No
though,
resolution.
right? That just is soccer. There's so many ties in soccer.
Right, but that's regular season. They play to a completion.
I mean, we saw in the World Cup with pool play.
Well, that's pool play. I'm talking about in an elimination tournament. What's the point of having any kind of ties at the end of a game, series or not?
Take it up with the Nippon Professional Baseball League in Japan.
I won't, because they're no longer a professional baseball team. They're an amateur baseball team if they're allowing ties in postseason elimination rounds. So, yeah.
I think I'll take it up with Commissioner Sadayuki Sekigabara.
Anything just to give your Yankees some hope, huh? Down 0-3. Now you're going to Japanese and Mexican baseball leagues to find other data points of teams fighting back.
Listen.
You don't believe in them.
Bullpen day for the Dodgers. Garrett Cole on the mound tomorrow if necessary.
It won't.
Then you've got momentum. Oh, my gosh. It's 3-2. Wait a second. Hold on. We just saw the Heat-Celtics series go 7 games after it was 3-zip. Oh, my gosh. It's 3-3 now.
Oh.
Momentum all the way in the Yankees field. They witnessed firsthand what it's like to blow a 3-0 series lead, even though they were on the wrong side of that. Who's to say it doesn't happen today? Start tonight. Dave Roberts will be involved. He's the manager of the Dodgers. He was also the guy who stole second base to kickstart that come-from-behind series win for the Red Sox.
Right.
I don't know. Stranger things have happened. Rex Ryan might coach the Jets again. Who knows?
Of all places to dig for hope, you went to Mexico and Japan with baseball.
It's a global game.
It is.
Who's the biggest star in the World Series? Oh, I don't know. Japan. More Japanese people watch the World Series than Americans. Did you know that?
You said who's the biggest star in the World Series, and you named the country. So
I said he's from Japan.
Oh, he's from Japan. Okay.
Come on, man.
By the way, you have one of his trading cards now.
Yeah, that's a story. Pre-game, we're sitting in the bleachers. The gates open 3 hours before the World Series games, which is cool because you can kind of see all the sights in Yankee Stadium because they have a bunch to do there, believe it or not. They have a Monument Park and the museum, and the food's great, and the drinks are great. But we just wanted to sit down and get to our seats. And all of a sudden, we hear a commotion behind us on the concourse. We're like about 12 rows down from where we entered. And people are just tossing baseball card packs to anyone who opened their hands. Like, they must have thrown about 200 packs of baseball cards out to the crowd.
Is this typical? Are they like Yankees employees, or was it fans?
That's what confused me because they had no logo on their shirt. These were just dudes walking in with duffel bags. So I almost had to protect my girlfriend. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah.
No, just baseball cards. And I caught a pack, elbowed a kid out of the way, got my pack.
Got an elbow.
Disappointed because it was a 2023 pack, which I don't know anything about baseball cards, but I kind of wish it was this year's. Who was the first card in the pack that I opened up? Shohei Ohtani.
Woo!
Yeah.
That's how you knew. That's how you knew.
Cursed night. Even though he didn't do good, I knew we started from behind.
Right. And Aaron Judge also. I mean, maybe he needs to open up a pack and see a Shohei Ohtani card and get inspired.
Oh, he was getting every little bit of toxicity from the crowd in those 7, 8, 9 innings when Yankees were down 4-0, but no one in that stadium believed they were going to win that game. 4-zip is not an insurmountable lead unless you look like how anemic the Yankees offense did in these last 2 games. He was getting
on the line.
Every heckle. He was getting it worse than the Dodgers were in outfield. Mookie Betts was not getting a lick of what Aaron Judge was getting after his 0-for-3 start.
Legacy on the line for Aaron Judge. We'll see how it pans out for him. Legacy on the line. Who else's legacy is on the line in sports? That's what we tackle in the happy hour next. As Tina pulls up Espresso Martina to grace us with her presence. And also, she might be back on those Jets. I'm sorry, Jets fans. I will try and refrain from her calling y'all bald again, but she might be back on those Jets again.
I'm not going to. Bald's not an insult for me.
Well, she's the one tying it into being an insult. So that's why it's it's a double.
It says bald with
whammy.
a hard B. Really lets animosity into it.
Yeah, it almost feels like a slur when she says it.
Yes, exactly.
So we'll see how Tina, if she cleans up her act, or if she's going to attack bald and Jets fans on the other side. It's the happy hour on Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hey, my name is Colin Russo, and this is your Miami Dolphins Minute. Well, the Dolphins had a healthy amount of optimism coming into the week with quarterback Tua Tagovailoa coming off IR and starting after suffering a concussion in week 2. Dolphins started fast, coming out to a 20-10 lead early in the second half, which all started to unravel. The Cardinals ended up winning at Hard Rock 28-27 on the last-second field goal by Chad Ryland. The Cardinals moved to 4-4. The Dolphins dropped to 2-5 with some amount of optimism ahead as they go on to take the 6-2 Bills in Buffalo next Sunday, 1 p.m. kick. Tua finished with 234 yards and a touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 6 receptions, 72 yards. That was your Miami Dolphins Minute presented by Hard Rock Bet, Florida's official sportsbook. For the first time ever, bet on the Dolphins all season long. Try Hard Rock Bet now and receive up to $100 back in bonus bets if your first bet does not win. It's offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
When it comes to choosing a health plan, you can trust the members who have experienced it firsthand. Humana is proud to offer a Medicare Advantage plan in Florida that earned 5 out of 5 stars. 5 stars is the highest rating possible. It's based on real members' experiences, and it's decided by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. Our Humana Gold Plus HMO earned 5 out of 5 stars. That means a few things. It means members get outstanding customer service. It means we connect them with excellent preventive care and chronic condition support. Most of all, it means you have a trustworthy option for a Medicare Advantage plan. Explore our 5-star Humana Gold Plus HMO at humana5star.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Every year, Medicare evaluates plans based on a 5-star rating system. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
It's almost time for the 2024 Palm Beach County Heart Walk. Get your heart pumping November 9th at the Meyer Amphitheater and help our community raise awareness for heart health. Whether it's becoming a sponsor or bringing friends and family together for a Heart Walk team, any support makes a difference. This year, attendees can learn hands-only CPR at the walk and can even take interactive training when they sign up. Learn this life-saving skill to turn a nation of bystanders into a nation of lifesavers. Visit palmbeachheartwalk.org today.
Hey, it's Josh Cohen. When you need auto repair, honesty and reliability are everything. Trust the home for honest, reliable service since 1970. St. Lucie Battery and Tire. St. Lucie Battery and Tire has all the tire and battery brands in stock for cars, trucks, RVs, marine, power sports, golf carts, everything. Major and minor service repairs, free tire pressure, battery checks. St. Lucie Battery and Tire, over 50 years in our community. And now with 18 full-service locations, West Palm to the Treasure Coast. Go to slbt.com. That's slbt.com.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. Woo! I'm out of breath. I had to run back into the studio for that one.
Yes, you did.
Tina is in the house. It is the happy hour that's theoretically speaking. C-Cat's on the other side of the glass. He just literally landed this morning from New York City. He's back from Game 3 of the World Series. His Yankees, though, trying to fight back from a 3-game deficit. And he's out here pulling Mexican Baseball League and Japanese Baseball League statistics to help fortify his faith. But let me tell you something, C-Cat. It's over with, bro. It's over.
The thing with that,
I'm gonna just keep it G.
Line of thinking is why would I watch the game tonight if I don't think that there is a 0.5% chance that the Yankees could actually make history?
I hear you.
Don't give up, C-Cap.
I'm not telling you to give up. I'm telling you it's over. So you can continue to have your faith and optimism, and I encourage that. I appreciate that out of you. In fact, I suspected, with as pessimistic as of a fan that you've shown yourself to be, I expected you to be the one saying it's over at this point. So I'm glad you're fighting back, but I just want you to know so you don't get your hopes up. Like, let's just say tonight the Yankees get like a 3-run lead. You know, we're heading into the bottom of the 6th, and you're like, okay, it's just, we're 9 outs away.
Garrett Cole on the bump tomorrow. If the Yankees go back to L.A. down 3-2, I honestly give them a 50-50 chance of winning the World Series.
There's nothing that would make you believe. Okay, so you're saying if they win 2 games, they have a 50-50 chance, a coin flip chance of winning the whole thing.
Which obviously, in a literal sense, that can't be possible because
it'd be like a quarter.
Exactly. Yes, it'd be 2 coin flips if you're judging these teams as evenly matched. And everything that the Dodgers have shown and everything that the Yankees have shown through 3 games is that these teams are anything but evenly matched.
Yeah, the Dodgers are better.
They play winning baseball. They've been here before, and they play like that. And the exact opposite is shown by the Yankees.
Y'all are walking the wrong dude. You need to walk Freddie Freeman.
We're walking the wrong dude in the sense of Shohei Ohtani, but also in the sense of the bottom of the lineup of the Dodgers. It's like, how good the heart of the order is of L.A. Mookie, Shohei, Freeman, Teoscar. So how are we walking the 9-batter on 4 pitches, walking the 8-batter on a 3-1 count? How are we not attacking? And I profusely apologize for using the word "we."
Oh, no, school. You have a Yankees hat on. You just went to the game last night, dude. You can say we for a moment here. We're not going to attack you. You're down 3-0 in the World Series. You cried when they made the Fall Classic, so you're good.
I cried watching a pump-up video on the way to work last week leading into the World Series.
If you cry multiple times over just making the championship round, I will give you permission to say we. It's cool.
Yeah, bad turned to worse last night, by the way, when walking to pick up an Uber to get to our hotel. The Nuts for Nuts cart. You ever familiar with that in New York City?
Yeah, actually. Yeah, they got like various nuts, like candy nuts, roasted nuts.
Exactly. They were out of walnuts. So didn't get the candy nuts I wanted.
Are those your favorite nuts?
Settled for peanuts. They were awful. Might as well have just had peanut butter, a scoop of peanut butter in my mouth. So no pecans, no walnuts. It was awful.
I don't know what my favorite nut is because I grew up hating all nuts. Like cashews were always bearable to me. I like cashews, like salted or like the sweet cashews.
Cocoa dusted cashews.
Cocoa dusted cashews. I haven't had those.
They are seasonal, and I had them last year and was obsessed with them, and I stocked up on them boxes, and I haven't found them ever since.
So would you say that
I have to make them? I think
cashews are your favorite nuts?
No, I would say almonds.
Jalen,
okay, right? That's good because I don't think if you throw chocolate on a nut, that can make that nut your favorite nut.
Yeah, you just like chocolate
exactly.
At that point. Jalen has a type of nuts in the YouTube chat for us because he's 12 years old. You know, Nick Saban is famous for doing the these nuts jokes.
Really?
Yeah.
So is Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah, well, he's a Bama. He's a Bama.
That's where he got it from.
That's what I was telling people. Like, people were trying to attack Diggs for being immature or acting young or doing a throwback joke. No, he spent 3 or 4 years where his head coach probably did like 100 D's nuts jokes on him. So it just was like he reverted back to something that he heard a lot.
So I have a question, but it's not about nuts.
Okay.
We were talking about this in the office earlier today, and it was actually about soccer. Would you? But this is more.
Yes,
it's related to though, like in like your
nuts
no, not to nuts.
Okay.
Your team. Would you rather see your team lose in like this? This is again in like soccer terms, the semifinal or the final?
Oh, we've talked about this too.
Yeah,
C-Cat
I am great of the opinion that making it to the big game is just as, if not more than a deal than winning the big game.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think by having that experience, specifically in the sport of American football, I think the 2-week lead up where everyone's talking about your guys, you won the conference, you're making that trip to the neutral site to play in the Super Bowl, I think that's a bigger deal, a jump from baseline to happiness than it is winning that game.
And also, you're right on that. And also, I'm a huge, like, I value the present, right? I value moments. And if you lose, let's say in football, right? If you lose in the conference championship game, the next 2 weeks for you are miserable. All of the Super Bowl lead-up coverage.
You don't want to watch that game.
You don't even want to watch the Super Bowl as much because you know your team should be in it. Like, those next 2 weeks feel agonizing. And also, you don't have the joy and the optimism and the hope that you would have if people are talking about your team and why they might win and what this could do for your quarterback's legacy and all of that. Like, those 2 weeks, even if you lose the Super Bowl, those 2 weeks of joy and happiness and all the podcasts you listen to, all the articles you read, like, those moments matter. Those moments are positive. Those moments are, I would dare say, better than just, you're right. You're kind of right, C-Cat. You're wrong, but you're right. Just winning the Super Bowl versus those full 2 weeks of the lead up to the Super Bowl, it feels like it's really good. It's a really good feeling.
Yeah, and also, how often do we look back a week after the Super Bowl and be like, wait a second, it's been a week since the Super Bowl?
Right.
A lifetime goes by. Once that parade's over, unless you're living in that city and a fan of that team, you kind of forget.
Yeah, you're forced to move forward. Now you're looking at the basketball playoff seeding and the trade deadline and stuff. Like, yes, you move on. But yeah, you're on to something right there. I would rather my team lose in the Super Bowl, in the NBA Finals, in the MLS Cup Final than in the semis. Just it's first of all, it's less of an accomplishment.
Yeah.
And you're going to feel the same amount of heartbreak, whether it's the title game or the semi.
Yeah, and I'm not afraid of getting made fun of for my teams falling short because in that championship game, that's when the most eyes are on it. That's when the eyes of people that maybe don't watch all the games are on it, and they'll chirp. I can live with that.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to tonight because the Dodgers are going to likely bring out the brooms. I'm sorry.
Now I have a question actually about the Yankees.
Yes.
Come to the right place.
I know.
He kind of like perked up with pride with his Yankees cap on right now. By the way, those listening on ESPN 106.3 or on your smart speakers, C-Cat in here with his World Series branded Yankees ball cap because he was at Yankee Stadium last night, and we thought he might be the good luck charm. He more so was the kiss of death as the Yankees lost once again. Yes, that's official. That's all authentic only $40. Tina, what's your question to that Yankees fan right there?
Who's the cutie patootie all over social? Who is he's like brunette hair, like he's all over the Yankees social media doing like the fun content stuff. I haven't paid enough attention to know his name. I've just seen him.
Cutie patootie.
Cutie patootie.
Think about the cutest person you know. Is this a man or a woman?
It's a man.
Man.
White male, brunette hair.
Let's see. It's time to give the official cutie patootie rankings to the New York Yankees in 2024.
Yes.
Cutie patootie in
I know
terms
what Aaron
of,
Judge looks like, so
Let's
it's
start
not
at
him.
3. Is a player you're talking about?
He's a player, yeah.
Okay, so
I think
these are
he's a popular player. I actually don't even know why I'm asking this because if you say his name, I have no idea. I kind of was just hoping you knew exactly who I was talking about.
Maybe you'll go to his Instagram and find him and become a real fan of him.
Okay.
So let's give our cutie patootie rankings of this soon-to-be World Series losing Yankees roster. Let's just start it at 3. Can you give us 3, C-Cat? Is that too many?
It's easy. Third is easy.
Number 3.
1 and 2, you're splitting hairs. Now, when we judge these guys as cutie patooties, it's in the eyes of espresso martino.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You're
so that's
assuming what
very
she likes.
important.
Yeah.
Okay, I looked up on Instagram. I know who it is, but I want to see if you say him.
Okay.
I think Garrett Cole is the third.
Number 3.
Cutest patootie.
Okay.
So he's not the number 1. He's not who you're referring to.
Don't tell us if he got to it yet. Don't
Okay.
tell us because he'll give you the number 1.
Yeah.
He knows who you're talking about.
Because Garrett Cole's a big family man. Garrett Cole's got a wife. He's got kids. He dons the flannel. He's a kind guy. He's a goofball as well. But he's not the cutest of the patooties. He might be the third cutest of the patooties.
I'm going to do something right quick because the NFL music was distracting me from what we were doing. We're power ranking the cutie patooties on the New York Yankees, and something about NFL Films music just wasn't hitting.
I'm sorry. It's the first music I found.
I saw. I noticed. It's
I was
cool.
under the gun.
You're locked in. You were thinking about the cute baseball players on your team. You just saw them in person, so you really know.
Yeah.
No one cutie could have all that patootie.
Yeah. So
see the
Either
song.
That was
either
the song,
love me
Tina.
or
You didn't
hate
get
me
it.
right now.
You didn't get it. It was the song. It was the.
sorry.
No one man
man
could have all that power. No one cutie could have all
Went
that
right
patootie. That was a good
past-
job,
Actually, it would
Kat.
be
right
what?
past me.
No, it would be no one patootie could have all that cutie.
Yeah, that's better. Because you are a cutie patootie. The patootie is the noun. The cutie is the adjective.
All right.
So, number 3
Garrett
is
Cole.
Garrett Cole on the Yankees cutie patootie list for your Fall Classic finalists. Who's number 2?
Number 2.
Definitely not Alex Verdugo. He's not going to be on this list. Alex Verdugo is not easy on the eyes. He has that Boston scummy look.
Yeah.
That's adapted himself to a New York scummy look. He needs the beard back. It's not Alex Verdugo out in left field. You know who Aaron Judge looks like. You're not referring to him.
Number 2.
Juan Soto looks more like a dog in a good way. I don't think that he is the number 1 choice when it comes to the ladies. So now we look to the infield. And now we think of Tina's taste. Anthony
I'm interested in what he
Rizzo.
thinks my taste is.
Anthony Rizzo is kind of a hottie.
He's a hottie. It's not him.
Anthony Rizzo is number 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. So we're getting to number 1. I told you, Tina,
Okay.
you're breaking the rules.
Sorry.
Take a seat, relax, wait till he gets through his list, and tell him if he got it right.
True. The fact of the matter is, I knew who this guy was from the jump.
Okay, bet.
okay.
Yeah, you figured.
I was delaying the inevitable.
So, the number 1 on the cutie patootie rankings, according to C-Cat, based off of Espresso Martina's taste, we're saying here?
Yes.
Number 1.
It is New York Yankees shortstop Anthony Volpe.
No.
What?
Oh,
that's on you.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you got horrible taste.
Hold on a
said
second.
this wasn't based on this.
But we know who the cutie patootie is to you.
This wasn't based on taste. This is based on how I'm into the World Series is because of this player being like fun in social media and doing like fun content.
But you think he's cute.
Oh, does he have a wagon?
I call him a cutie patootie.
Yeah,
He's wear tight pants?
I don't know.
Because it could be
maybe.
Tommy Tight Pants, Tommy Canley.
No, it's not.
What are you
You're
calling
really-
him?
Tommy Tight Pants. He was a reliever for the Yankees in 2017 when they made their surprise run to the ALCS and got cheated by the Astros. And he made his way back into baseball.
Beat by the Astros. Didn't get cheated. You got beat.
Did both. And he's back on the Yankees, a reliever now.
Well, it's not. It was not.
Not
him.
Tommy Tight Pants
No,
either.
it's
So
not
you
Tommy
got.
Tight
Did he? Was your player on his list?
You know, I first was scared that he was on the Yankees.
Wow.
But I checked and he is.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm like, I could be asking this and he's not even on the
he's-
team, but he is. No, you haven't even mentioned him once.
Wow. Hadn't even mentioned
Do you want
him.
me to give you his initials?
I mean,
Well,
that would give
That would
it
give it
away.
away.
Yeah,
But
favorite team.
we could just name
Name
everybody.
one more cutie patootie from the Yankees, just off the
I
top of
didn't
your
say
head.
hottie toddy, like I said cutie patootie.
Cutie patootie. Yeah, he's not like you were thinking hot guys.
Yeah.
She's thinking cute guy.
Yeah.
Thinking dimples.
Yeah.
I'm thinking a childish wonder.
Yeah. And stop thinking about the tightness of their pants either. I don't
Do
know
you
how
like
they will-
mustaches, Tina?
They're fine, sure.
Okay, so
We're
it's
talking
not
about cutie
Austin
pat-
Wells.
We know he's not bald.
No, he's not.
We know that.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Not Brett Gardner back a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I'm at a loss for words. I don't know what cutie patootie you're referring
Who's
to.
your cutie patootie, Tina?
Luke Weaver.
Oh.
Oh!
Luke Weaver looks like he's like 16
I
years
said
old.
a cutie patootie.
Yeah, well,
I
that
didn't
makes
say,
sense
I didn't
then.
say hottie toddy. I said a cutie patootie, and he's fun on social, and he's gotten me into the
'cause
World Series.
He's a Florida State grad. He was fun on social as a Seminole pitcher.
Yeah.
and he's doing
All
fun
right.
stuff with the Yankees right now, and that's
Does
how
he play?
Yeah, he is good. He's their closer.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't consider him a cutie patootie.
like, yes,
You got to
he
look
plays
up
a lot.
Anthony Volpe. If you want
Okay,
cutie
okay.
patooties, Anthony Volpe is a good-looking young man.
Wow, he is
and he
low
plays
on
shortstop.
Cat's list.
Listen,
I know, right?
Pitchers
Like,
are
he was-
weird. You can't trust a pitcher.
Why
Position
not?
players are the guys you want to date. That's who you want to date if you're going to date a baseball player, not a pitcher.
Have you had experience with this?
Listen, that's for me to decide if I want to unveil.
It's like, geez. Well, the cutie patootie rankings, based on Tina's taste, delivered by CCAT, was brought to you by the Kaiser University Seahawks.
Uh-huh.
That's what the cutie because
I don't think we want to talk about the looks of the players, but that's okay.
what?
I don't know.
The looks of the Kaiser players?
Yeah, it's weird to comment on.
I'm not saying they're cutie patooties. I was going to talk about the championship.
I was stopping you from doing
Allen,
it.
you thought I was going to call them cute?
I jumped in the grenade, so you didn't have to.
I think they are cute.
You weirdo.
The Kaiser University Seahawks.
Restraining order, keep him out of the premises.
The Kaiser, hey, there's nothing cute about when the Seahawks take the turf or the field or the court and they play ball or tennis or jump in the pool and swim and dive because all they do is win championships. They compete at the highest level, 22 national championships for the Kaiser University programs, including back-to-back national titles in men's lacrosse, 3 straight in women's swimming and diving, and of course, the first national championship in football happened this past season. They're en route to another one under the leadership of Miles Russ. If you want to check out the football schedule or any of the ongoings of the Seahawks programs, Kaiser Seahawks Athletics can be found at kuseahawks.com. That's kuseahawks.com. You judge for yourself if they're cute. I'm not going to tell you.
Okay.
All the rosters are right there. kuseahawks.com. They're champions.
I'm cutting the read there. They're not seeing that last comment, you
They're
weirdo.
champion. What? What's wrong with saying that they can be cute? They're winners.
All right, dude.
What are you doing? He's acting like I'm talking. They're good at football. They're good at baseball. They're good at a lot of sports.
A lot of sports.
And they can be cute too, CCAT. That's not a bad thing.
Never said it was. I just thought it was weird to bring it up.
You just got done ranking.
Listen, we're
The
talking
New
about
York Yankees,
pro
cutie
athletes.
patooties, and the hotties.
Pro athletes.
It's not weird for me to say that they're cute.
Well, I don't see in the grocery store. Yeah, like
I'm not going to
Yankees.
see them in the grocery store. You think college athletes are grocery shopping? They eat at the dining hall. They stay on. I'm not going to run into these folks unless I'm covering them, and hopefully they're not listening. Okay, so moving on from all of that,
I digress.
we were before Tina derailed everything here with her cuteness rankings and her discussing of, I guess, flavorful nuts.
And I didn't bring up nuts.
We were supposed to be talking about legacies and whose legacy is on the line.
Okay, yes.
So I saw what Russell Wilson did last night on Monday Night Football. And I know what he has going for him with the Steelers. By the way, through 2 games, Russell Wilson, more passing yards through 2 games than any other Steelers quarterback in their first 2 outings with Pittsburgh. Wow. He is not just winning, he's on a tear right now, and he has a chance to make this Steelers team turn into a serious contender, sitting at 6-2. And he probably, instilled a little panic in your Ravens, CCAT. That's why y'all went out and got Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, it does. And, I've been a naysayer on the Steelers for really from the last 3 years of Ben Roethlisberger's tenure there to every quarterback after that. Always discounting because they just don't have a quarterback. And they'll play the Ravens tough just because of that defense and Mike Tomlin and because of the tight divisional opponent. But now that they have a quarterback, they are scary.
Yeah.
And they should be respected. And with how bad the quarterback play has been for them, to have an above-average quarterback, they are a legitimate contender in the division.
They're a legit contender. They are Tina's favorite team. Mm-hmm. And now we're looking at a theoretically speaking show that you look around the room. C-Cat, your team is 5-3 coming off of an AFC Championship appearance. My Chiefs, the last undefeated team in the NFL, working towards their third straight Super Bowl. And then Tina's Steelers, 6-2, probably have the hottest stock in the NFL of anybody right now. We're just a show of winners.
Winners.
Yeah, we are.
This is a winning show.
So, Tina, as you know, me and Theo went to the Duffy's in Delray to celebrate the opening of the NFL season because that's where the Ravens flock congregate on game day to watch Ravens games.
Yes.
And you've been invited, and we might just have to do it for a Steelers-Ravens game and get reaction live on tape.
Oh, that'd be dope. When is that?
There's a 1 o'clock game on Sunday, November 17th, so we probably want to avoid that one because 1 o'clock's late, kind of lame. But when we get to primetime, I want to get to a primetime game.
Yeah.
How about Saturday, December 21st, 4:30 p.m. game? It'll be a standalone game at the Duffy's in Delray. I'm just saying we might have to do that if the Steelers are good.
I could be there.
So we got to think about travel plans. I will be in town.
I will be in town.
That's a Saturday, December 21st.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll be in town. I think I leave that next day. So I'll be in town. I'll be available to rock it. When is the Dolphins game that weekend? Don't they play are they a Saturday game or a Sunday game that weekend? If you could take a look right quick and see, because I was thinking about hitting that one up too at Hard Rock.
The Dolphins play against the 49ers on Sunday at 4:25 that week 16.
So I might actually be going to that and then leaving on Monday. Then I got to figure it out. But I'll be in town. I would love to do that at a Duffy's. That'd be cool.
I would totally do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me and my flock behind me. They might taunt you the way they taunted Theo.
And it ended poorly for them.
Yeah.
Premature celebrating, like Tyreek Stevenson for the Commanders.
Yeah.
Like the Ravens fans during Thursday Night Football when y'all thought Isaiah likely kept his foot in bounds. Also, y'all didn't even win it wouldn't have won the game yet. I don't know why all the celebrations and the horns in my ears.
Yeah, the horn in your ear was pretty tough.
Kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Tina, I feel like the only way you can get me up at 5 a.m. to do a workout would be to blow a horn in my ear, but you don't need that. You got the motivation yourself.
I don't need that at all. I wake up every day at 4:30. It's not easy all the time.
Yeah.
But
what gets you up?
Knowing that I'm going to get a good workout in and that's how I'm going to start my day, that's how it gets me up.
Nice.
Because it just starts my day off. I get a good sweat in. It's fast. It's 45 minutes. I'm in. I'm out. I'm feeling good and pumped for the day. F45 Palm Beach Gardens, F45 West Palm Beach. I've been going there for over a year now, and I've seen great results. I feel strong. I feel fit. If you stick with it, you will see results. If you get injured, if you're hurt or anything, there's someone there to modify workouts for you. There is a group of just motivational people pushing you to do better, lift heavier. F45 West Palm Beach, F45 Palm Beach Gardens. Check out their Instagram pages to see the specials that they've got going on, or go to f45training.com to find a location near you.
C-Cat, how you feeling, man? You fresh off that flight this morning? Are you a little worn out from the travel?
No, I'm okay.
You good?
I took a 1-hour nap on the plane. I did one of those naps where you sleep with your mouth open, and I was semi-conscious while I was doing it.
A little drool on the shirt?
No, dry mouth.
Okay, dry mouth.
Extremely dry mouth. Yeah. Went from the airport to drop off my girlfriend's dad because he picked us up. Then went to my girlfriend's mom's house because they were taking care of the dogs. Took a shower there, and then went right to work.
Most flights for me, I drool on my shirt. I would say 63% of flights I get on, I end up drooling on my shirt. So I loved the pandemic because, I didn't love the pandemic, but we're wearing masks. So sometimes I'll be happy I'm wearing a mask. Nobody's going to notice me drool on my shirt here. And I get a little anxious when I'm flying next to people that I feel might notice that I drool on my shirt. I fall asleep all the time, and I fall asleep with my mouth open, and I guess my mouth is just a little bit more.
Where does this pool up? On your shirt?
It just will. I'll have a few drips of my shirt will be wet, sometimes soaked.
So so you're sitting straight up, and the head just drops down.
I guess so.
And you're looking down.
I'm not doing it. I'm asleep.
I need to invest in a neck pillow because I sleep on every flight.
Yeah.
If you're leaning on the window, maybe on your sleeve, on your sleeve, that's where the drool pull up. I don't understand how you can fall asleep just hanging head down like you're an animatronic that's turned off.
Do
you wake up so sore? Are you so sore when you wake up?
No, I don't really ever wake up sore from it. I usually just kind of try to dry it off a little bit and I go right back to sleep.
You don't feel it because you see the drool on your shirt, and so you're more worried about that probably.
I'm generally embarrassed for the drool, and then I'll kind of dry the drool up a little. I'll look left and right nobody saw that.
I kind of treat airports like I do big supermarkets where you need to run out and get one ingredient at like 10:30 p.m.
Yeah.
Where like there's no rules on what you got to wear. You just got to be somewhat decent.
Oh, no, man.
I do not care what anyone looks at me in an airport.
Oh,
That's not real life.
I don't like that.
I wear open-toed slides. It doesn't matter. You can judge me all you want.
Do you have socks on with these?
Yeah, no, it's half the time I don't. Half the time I do.
Don't ever do that again.
Why?
You're a bad person. If you have your feet out on the plane, you're a bad person.
What's the difference between a girl wearing sandals and a guy wearing slides with no socks?
Girls are usually a little bit more hygienic. They don't have as smelly as feet.
Assumptions.
All right. So keep your feet tucked away on the plane. It's not a big ask. You do it here at work every day. Just put some socks on. Don't be raw dogging the plane with your feet.
No promises. But
that's circulated air too. It's circulated air in
my
there.
feet don't smell that bad.
I'm not even saying your feet smell that bad. I don't want your feet exposed on the plane.
I'm wearing the flip-flops. I'm wearing the slides.
They're still exposed.
Okay.
Near me. I'm soaking up your feet air.
That's
even
on
if it
you.
doesn't stink.
No one asked you to.
I don't have a choice. We're on a plane. This is a society, C-Cat. Participate correctly. Tuck your feet away on the plane.
Nah, I'm going to choose not to.
You're disgusting, man.
Let them air the dogs out.
You're disgusting. How about we take a quick... I know you're going to hate that we're doing this, but we're taking a trip now. C-Cat's looking at the time like, we don't have a time for a get around. But the get around is how we get you to all the major headlines across the nation, and we'll do a quick get around. How about that? Where's our first stop?
Next stop, going to Disney World.
Nice.
Oh.
Orlando, Florida. Paolo Banchero had a career night for the Magic. Patrick Mahomes lookalike dropped a 50 ball on the Pacers with 37 points in the first half. Finished with 13 rebounds and 9 assists as well. Is he the best basketball player in the state of Florida?
It looks like it right now, C-Cat. This is third year. The trajectory for him feels like that natural flow of a superstar trajectory, right? First year, Rookie of the Year. Second year, All-Star. Third year, boom. And he's showing us glimpses of it. He looked like the best player when the Magic and the Heat played already in the season opener, and it was greatly frustrating for me as a Heat fan to watch him look more productive, more locked into the game than both Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler. He was ahead of Jimmy Butler on the NBA rank coming into this season, which ESPN does every single year, but behind Bam Adebayo. I think Paolo Banchero is going to pass Bam Adebayo this year as the best pro basketball player in the Sunshine State, and he might have already shown us that he's done it.
I had to look up where Paolo Banchero was from because I thought he was another international player. And I was going to have a take about how something not discussed in these campaign trails is bringing the sport of basketball back to the U.S. and dominating it.
Please.
But Banchero is from the U.S., so I got that wrong.
Yeah.
Good job.
Did you know about the whole Patrick Mahomes thing?
That he looks like him?
No, he doesn't look like him. He was at an F1 race in Miami. Remember that?
Yes.
That was him that got mistaken for Patrick Mahomes. That's what that. I saw when you read it, you were like, what was that? So,
yeah. Next stop, going to Memphis, Tennessee.
All right, Memphis.
Yeah, I understand that reference. Rudy Gay announced his retirement after a 17-year career with a Players Tribune article titled, "If you followed my NBA career, I'd love for you to read this." Question, Theo. Did you read it?
No, I didn't read it, but I did follow his NBA career, and I absolutely loved Rudy Gay in the league. Going to be greatly missed. One thing the first thing I thought about when I saw Rudy Gay was retiring was, I remember specifically when the Grizzlies drafted Rudy Gay and they had Kevin Love on their team, and everybody was like excited for like they were talking about like, oh, it's going to be the Gay Love combo in Memphis. It was going to be great. It was going to be headlines. It was going to be fun. And then he proceeded to get traded immediately right then afterwards. I think Rudy Gay is going to be one of those forgotten swingmen. He was amazing on NBA Live on the video games, great on 2K as well. One of those forgotten swingmen, like 20 years from now, when somebody's like, yo, name a random NBA player, I feel like Rudy Gay is going to be one of those guys that flares up a bunch.
He's not random enough.
In 20 years, he will be, though.
Spencer Dinwiddie will be 20 years from now. Because Spencer Dinwiddie made headlines for cryptocurrency and weird things like that, and he was a Brooklyn net. That's the only reason I come to mind with Spencer Dinwiddie.
But the problem, like Rudy Gay, for as good as he was, you can tell the NBA story without him through his career. But say anybody that's an NBA fan through his career, like he resonated with a lot of different fan bases and whatnot. You're right. He might be too popular for the name a random NBA player thing.
17 years is a long time.
He stuck around because he's so beloved. Like he's just a good dude. I don't think he ever got a championship in that run either, even as like a bench player or a vet. I'm sad for him in that instance. But no, I didn't read the article. Sorry. I hope he didn't chat GPT it like Derrick Rose did his poem.
Next stop is Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Because Joel Embiid, at least doesn't play the game this year, but he was assessed a post-game technical foul.
What?
The crime? He was waving a towel to try and distract a Pacers free throw attempt in overtime. And I am not dumbing down exactly what he did. His mouth was closed, wasn't saying anything crazy, wasn't doing anything crazy, except waving a towel over his head in the middle of a Pacers free throw attempt in overtime. A post-game technical foul. Have you ever heard of something like this before?
No, that's corny. Like, I don't... Like, there's many things they need to fix in the National Basketball Association. Stopping players from waving towels around is not one of them. What about last year when Jamal Murray literally threw an item onto the court?
Yes.
Right? Like, what about the real crimes that are happening in the league, whereas now you're cracking down on the dude? You know what that was, though? You know what that was? They were just trying to punish him for not playing.
Vigilante justice.
Yes. They're like, we can't necessarily get you on this, so we're going to get you on that.
Wow.
That's what the NBA pulled on.
Dirty game, huh?
Gotta love it, though.
Go outside the law.
Gotta love it.
Make things right. Wild, Wild West.
That's right, baby.
Our last stop on this get-around.
Next stop.
We're going to Theo's house.
Yes.
Everyone's invited.
Come on. Everybody's invited. And
the
guess
bungalow.
what? Guess what? When you pull up in that bungalow, I want you one thing to know. What's the degree in there? What's the degrees out there, man?
68.
Has to be 68.
68 or 69. Right in that range. That's where my wife keeps it. And it's consistent. It's comfortable because I'm locked in with EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing. And you could be too. EDSisyes.com. EDSisyes.com. Like my guy Jesse said in the YouTube chat, airing out the dog is nasty work. Airing out the dogs, your feet out on the plane, nasty work. Because that's circulated air. It's recycled. But when you're at EDS and you have a great AC unit, matter of fact, CCAT, you can come to my house and you can have your feet out. Right. I got a great filter system.
Nice.
It's cool so the heat from your feet won't rise into the stanky air. And also, even if your feet being out in my house somehow does some kind of damage to my AC system, which I'm not saying your feet are that bad,
Wow.
but just saying, if that happened,
A coal factory.
I know where to go, and I'm a Gold Plan member, which I get 2 checkups every single year. EDSisyes.com. EDSisyes.com. They can track your air quality to make sure your air quality is good in your home. They also are a trained comfort specialist for all your AC and plumbing needs. EDSisyes.com. In all seriousness, family owned, been doing it since 06, keeping you cool here in Palm Beach County. EDSisyes.com. That was the get around. That was a lot of fun. And yeah, man, keep your feet tucked away on the plane. We also said, Brian's saying that there's a Lynn University alumnus.
Yeah, Tommy Canley, pitcher for the Yankees.
On the Yanks.
Big locker room guy, glue guy.
Was he a cutie patootie? Did he make the rankings or no?
He would be in my top 5 cutie patooties. I don't know if he's in Tina's.
Yeah.
He's a little older guy, but he brings the fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
He sprints to the mound when he gets entered into the game from the bullpen. A lot of guys jog or even walk. No, he does a full-on sprint to the mound.
I like that. No running on the field. No walking on the field.
Yes.
You know?
Right. Like you hustle in, hustle out.
Yeah.
That's what they say in between innings in Little League.
Do you think that if you ran more than like you walked around like in the office and everything, do you think like you live a longer life technically?
Like burn calories? You work at that.
You're burning calories. You're also doing things more efficiently.
I'm going to start doing that in the office. Like,
just run.
I think I run very often in this office. I ran into the studio today.
So you print something out and just full-on sprint to the printer and sprint back?
Yeah. Like, what if instead of walking, I have a buddy, I'm getting this from my actual place. I have a buddy, went to high school out in the IE, South California, who had a coach who lived by that principle. He never walks. He's always either light jogging or running. And he said it was because he's being more efficient. He's getting more things done in his life. He's living a longer life.
That's like the half measure to always taking the stairs. Like, I won't commit to that. I think I can commit to always running.
Always jogging or running. He was known for that. Like, he would never walk.
I'm going to turn that switch right now.
Which is crazy, but it's kind of correct.
I'm going to run from the parking garage here. Like, that's what.
Yeah, you park.
You're
lock
saving,
the door, and then it's a full-on sprint.
It's kind of like when you're doing the penny stocks or you're like doing the thing where you round up to save in your bank account. Like you're saving incremental amounts of time here and there. And what do we, our number one currency in life is our time.
Oh, so you're doing it for a time thing.
I'm
I'm
not
doing it for a burning calories thing.
That too, yeah, you can burn calories too, and you can be healthier for doing so. But I'm just saying also, technically speaking, you're also giving yourself more time. People always cry about how there's not enough time in a day. Well, there would be if you ran everywhere. But theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
VIP experiences await at South Florida's only PGA Tour event. The Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches is upping the golf game February 27th through March 2nd with new luxury hospitality venues. Host colleagues and clients at the Shoreline Suites. Mingle with friends and family in the 1909 Terrace. Or treat yourself to the ultimate VIP week at the Yellow Flamingo Club. Limited spots remain. Inquire now at thecognizantclassic.com.
Time now for a PNC pause. PNC Bank is committed to making a difference in the lives of the customers they serve in the South Florida community. See how at PNC.com. You're listening to ESPN 106.3.
Wendy's breakfast burrito has an entire breakfast in every bite. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, and sausage or bacon. So the first bite is like fresh cracked American cheese, bacon. And the second bite is like fresh cracked American cheese, bacon. You get the idea. And now, get yours with $1 any size soft drink. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Exclusions apply.
Mornings. Nope, not my thing. But when I imagine a McDonald's breakfast in my hand, suddenly the snooze button is out of the picture. Now for a limited time, the 2 for $5 mix and match breakfast deal includes the sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, egg McMuffin, or the sausage McMuffin with egg. It's like a fist bump for breakfast that says, you've got this. It's time to gear up and seize the day. The breakfast hype is real. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Single item at regular price.
Attention chicken lovers, we asked for it and McDonald's came through. Introducing the Chicken Big Mac. Treat yourself to the mouth-watering perfection of a Chicken Big Mac. 2 tender, juicy chicken patties sandwiched between a sesame seed bun, plus classic Big Mac sauce, tangy pickles, crisp lettuce, and a melty slice of American cheese. Hey chicken lovers, we did it. Order ahead in the McDonald's app and save 20% on orders over $10. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid through 12/31/24. Participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Excludes tax. Must opt into rewards.
Madam Giselle senses something in your future.
Is my boyfriend gonna propose?
It's a big storm.
Wait, we're gonna get in a fight?
No, a literal storm. Wind, heavy wind. I see a tree falling on your RV.
Oh, that's fine. I'm covered by Progressive. So, is my boyfriend there? Maybe on one knee?
The entire roof is crushed.
So, no ring.
Be prepared for the unexpected with Progressive, a leader in RV insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Product features subject to policy terms and may not be available in all states or for all vehicles and covered selections.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Bet live with Hard Rock Bet. Real-time wagering till the very last play. Missing the kickoff doesn't mean all bets are off.
Delay a game on the guy who hasn't bet yet.
Sometimes you just know your team is going to come back. The sportsbook for every kind of player.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Get up to $100 back if your first bet doesn't win. Payable and bonus bet up to $100, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Habitat for Humanity of Greater Palm Beach County invites you to rediscover the Restores. Donate your new and gently used items or shop for great deals up to 60% off every day. Sales of donated items help Habitat for Humanity partner with local families to build and repair safe and affordable homes in our community. They are now offering easy online scheduling and faster pickup times. Schedule today with any of their 5 locations or visit habitatgreaterpbc.org to learn more. That's habitatgreaterpbc.org.
ESPN 1063 is presented by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
They can help you if you're in an accident, but your fantasy football team, not so much.
My leg! My leg! I am not angry. I am in pain. My leg!
Time now for an injury report.
My head and torso!
Wow, that's crazy. They hit me everywhere except
my legs!
Presented by Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Go where the pros go.
My leg!
We saw Stephon Diggs go down on a non-contact injury this past Sunday. The news is official. The Houston Texans will be without number one for the rest of the season. Diggs with a torn ACL, so we won't see any of him on the field again until next year. And the Texans down another wide receiver as C.J. Stroud and Houston looks to contend in an AFC race where other teams keep on adding receivers. We'll see how that shakes out for the Texans. That was your Baptist Health Orthopedic Care Injury Report. Is joint pain affecting your quality of life? At Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, our team is experienced in traditional joint replacement surgery as well as new, less invasive treatments with the goal of returning you to what you love as quickly as possible. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, and spine and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. Tina's here. It's the happy hour. C-Cat on the other side of the glass, and we are cruising on through until 4. Of course, Russo and Rizzo is next, but as we always do, we can't end the happy hour without the last call. So, Tina, this is the way we've been doing this as of late, C-Cat.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you know. Oh, you were here for one of them.
Yeah.
Tina's going to give her last call, which is like a joyous celebration, a toast, if you will. It's like us, doing like shots on the way out. You know how somebody says shot? Do y'all take shots? C-Cat, I know you don't take shots. Tina, you do shots.
I do tequila shots, yeah.
When you're with your friends, and y'all are about to take a shot, do y'all ever do like a little quick, like a toast to it? Somebody says something, it has to be like probably a bachelorette party or something, though.
It depends on the moment. Normal night out, no.
I love a good quick speech before a shot.
Oh,
I did it. Matter of fact, C-Cat, when you was at my crib, I gave one. Remember that?
Yeah.
You didn't like it.
No. I was laughing to myself.
Why don't you like it?
Who's this guy think he is?
What do you mean? What do you mean? I can't give a little speech before a shot?
Short answer, no.
That's what the last call is about here. That's what we're commemorating. And what's wrong with me giving a little positive message, a sentiment, showing a little love before we all take a shot at the crib? Now, I feel so belittled right now, Tina.
Your toes are no longer going to be allowed out at the Dorsey house.
Cover the toes now.
Man.
Yeah, what's wrong? What's wrong with a message before the shot?
Can I please have my privileges returned? I don't want them revoked. I want to kick off the shoes, kick off the socks, and air them out.
No, absolutely not, especially if you can't let me give a little message with a shot. That's what Tina does here with the last call every day to end happy hour. So you're going to sit there and you're going to like it. As a matter of fact, you're going to fill in the blank.
Fill in the blank.
All right.
And don't do it just sarcastically. He did it sarcastically last time. He said something about jumping over toddlers.
Yeah, like pushing toddlers or something.
Let's hear it.
So, it's 3 words.
Nice.
So you have to fill in the blank. I hate you, C-Cat. It is not winning or losing the battle that matters, but
winning the war.
You're close. Oh, it's 4 words. Sorry. I messed this up.
Succeeding in the war.
Close.
Wow.
Coming out on top.
Close. No.
That can't be. It's not even close.
War is involved.
Okay. All right. So it's not winning the battle that matters.
It is not winning or losing the battle that matters, but
living to see another day.
No,
close.
I said
living to another war.
The word war is in there.
This is stupid.
Okay, what is it, Tina?
How the war ends. I just found a cringy one online. And
okay, no, you know what? I like it though. Don't. Why don't you just get so?
It wasn't my favorite either, but I was trying to relate it to like C-Cat lost last night. His team lost last night.
There we go.
There's still time though to come back, and it doesn't matter if you win or lose.
The battle.
It's how the war ends.
How the war ends.
40 times in Major League Baseball history has a team gone down 3-0. Only one time has that team come from behind.
And the Yankees were involved in that.
The 41st edition of that scenario happens this series.
Yeah.
41st time is the second charm.
Second charm, right. I don't know if it works like that. Those numbers don't line up with the saying, but you should probably stay away from doing pre-shot speeches or last calls because you don't know sayings well.
Oh, brother, I could sayings around you in a circle, dude.
Did he just Hulk Hogan brother me? Oh, brother. The last time I got brothered was Mario Cristobal, head coach of the Miami Hurricanes, when I questioned his in-game calling, his in-game decision-making.
Yeah.
He gave me a brother, and I must have, did I offend your sensibilities the way I did with Mario Cristobal?
Yes, you certainly did. Me and Mario were two of the same.
Oh, brother. Okay, we'll see. Matter of fact, how about tomorrow, Tina, you give a last call, and then C-Cat, you give a last call, and we'll have the people decide who did better. We're theoretically speaking. We'll give Prize Picks plays of the day on the other side on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
ESPN 106.3 is presented by Rubenstein Law. 1-800-FL-LEGAL. Car accident, truck accident, Uber or Lyft accident, or a slip and fall. Call Rubenstein Law. Call 1-800-FL-LEGAL and visit one of our offices throughout Florida.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
I'm Wendy Sartori-Link, your Palm Beach County Supervisor of Elections. Election Day is November 5th. In Palm Beach County, eligible voters can vote during early voting from October 21st through November 3rd at any early voting location. Visit votepalmbeach.gov to find a location, check wait times, and skip the line by making an appointment ahead of time. Don't forget to bring your photo and signature ID. We can't wait to see you at the polls. Sponsored by the Palm Beach County Supervisor of Elections Office.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Hey, who controls the YouTube stream? Who controls our YouTube stream, which is presented by Prize Picks?
Yours truly.
Okay, so what the hell? Who gave you the authority to be agreeing with Jalen calling my pre-shot speeches corny?
Myself, because I control the YouTube stream.
Maybe we need to redecide who's controlling the YouTube stream. I don't like how it says theoretically speaking.
That's true.
And it's like the show agrees with him. Nobody agrees with either one of y'all.
Like, get over yourself, Theo.
It's not about me when I do the pre-shot speech. It's for everybody.
Let me impart wisdom upon everyone who has gathered today to take this shot of alcohol.
It's not imparting wisdom. It's spreading love. It's spreading good energy. It's giving good vibes.
Spreading how good you are as a communicator.
It's not.
Let's let everybody know how good with words I am.
Is that what you took from it? Is that what it is? Were you just impressed with my pre-shot speech so much that you built up some hate in your heart?
I was impressed. And when I use the word impressed, I don't mean it in thinking positively of somebody. I think of you made an impression on me.
Yes.
With how corny it was.
How is that?
Like, all right, dude, get over yourself.
It's not about me. It's about the people I'm with. That's crazy. I feel so disheartened right now. But I forgot you're a bad vibes guy. You're bad vibes guy. You're humble people when you walk in the room guy. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. These are your Prize Picks plays of the day. Good vibes when you're able to connect on a good lineup submission on Prize Picks. If you don't know what Prize Picks is, it is the #1 daily sports fantasy app in America. Over 5 million active users, including myself, including C-Cat, and so many more. Right now on Prize Picks, you can actually win up to 100 times your money with as little as 4 correct picks. And all you're doing on Prize Picks is looking at player projections from whatever sport. Some of it is even like esports, and picking more or less based on the projections put out there. So I'm looking at some in basketball right now, C-Cat. Do you have any, by the way, lined up that you want to give out right quick? I'll give a play, you give a play. Is that good?
I'm seeing the devil emoji in a good way with a little smirk,
yes,
devilish
sir.
smirk next to Freddie Freeman. More than 1.5 total bases. That guy owns the state of New York right now.
Yeah.
You want to be on the right side. More than 1.5 total bases for Freddie Freeman.
I like that play. I also would love to get in on the Cam Thomas, guard for the Brooklyn Nets. More than 2.5 three-pointers made. That dude chucks them up. They'll be playing against the Denver Nuggets, and I do believe he hits like 4 or 5 of those things tonight. I might even bump it up. If you bump it up to 3.5, you get the devil emoji on him. That's the Prize Picks plays of the day. Promo code THEOD to get $50 with your $5 lineup. Go in love, go in peace, go enjoy.
Is your credit on life support? Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach will be hosting a credit clinic at the dealership today and tomorrow. Local bank representatives will be on site to grant special approval to consumers who meet certain minimum criteria. If you have a job bringing home 3